Hello guys, welcome to Math Wizard with Distant Learning. Today we are going to learn something totally different and totally new. I know I've said that in each and every videos, and we always end up learning something totally different and totally new. Today I brought along with me definitely some note card. It is because we are going to learn some terminology that is going to help us figure out the cosine, the sine, the tangent of, specifically when it comes to the right triangle. Now, what is the right triangle? Triangle is a triangle that adds up to be 90-degree angle. So, by learning these terminology is going to help us figure out the exact location of sine, cosine, and tangent. All right? So, let's begin. The first terminology that we need to learn, it's going to be the word so, okay? It's going to be the word so, all right? So is applicable in the right triangle because so is sine. Let's figure out sine. What is sine? Sine, it's opposite over hypotenuse. Let me show you what I mean. So definitely we turn the note card around to the other side, and I'm going to draw a visual. So you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about, all right? So we are going to draw the right triangle. Okay, we are going to draw the right triangle. So we're going to say sine, the sine of the angle. It's going to be opposite over the hypotenuse. Okay, it's opposite over the hypotenuse. Okay, so where is the opposite? Where is the hypotenuse of the angle? All right, so the opposite is going to be here. All right, this is the opposite of the angle, and the way to figure out the hypotenuse of the angle is going to be the longer leg of the angle, which is over here. For instance, if these numbers were given and you had to find the sine of the angle, let's say the opposite was 2 and the hypotenuse was 4, and they said, woo, find the sine of this angle. You're going to say sine theta, it is 2 over 4. All right, so bring back to the recap of so. Sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Opposite over the hypotenuse. So let's move along to the second terminology. The second terminology is going to be ka. It's going to be ka. C-A-H. All right. The cosine of the angle, it's going to be the adjacent over the hypotenuse. All right. So let's turn the note card around. So we are going to see what does the visual look like. All right. So let's draw the right triangle. All right. So we draw the right triangle. All right. So we draw this right triangle, and we are going to see what is the sine. Okay. We are going to say what is what is the cosine? Sorry. What is the cosine of the angle? The cosine of the angle, it's going to be the adjacent angle over the hypotenuse. Over the hypotenuse. All right. It's the adjacent angle over the hypotenuse. All right. So what is the adjacent angle? What is the hypotenuse? All right. So the adjacent angle is going to be right at the bottom of the angle. And what is the hypotenuse? It's always the longer leg. Think of the cosine as being the x-axis. The x-axis. All right. So it's going to be the bottom and it's going to be the longer leg. So if these numbers were given, again, if the adjacent angle was 2 and the hypotenuse was 4, and you had to find the cosine of this angle. All right, so cosine theta, it's going to be what? It's going to be 2 over 4. All right, so which moves us to the last terminology that we have to figure out. The last terminology. It's going to be toa. Toa. So it's going to be toa. It's going to be toa. It's going to be the last terminology we have to figure out. Toa. It's going to be the tangent. It's opposite over the adjacent angle. Again, let's turn around the note card. Confused, postcard, note card. Let's turn the note card around and see exactly what we are talking about. Just draw our visual. All right. All right. So we write it down. The tangent of A, it's going to be opposite over the adjacent angle. All right. So we said, what is opposite? What is the adjacent angle? All right. We already knew the opposite from figure out what is so, what is ka. So we already knew where these angles were located. The side angle were located on the angle. The side of these angle were located. So we know the opposite was over here and the adjacent was over here. So we know this is how we figure out a tangent, which is toa, which is over here. It's opposite over adjacent. Opposite over adjacent. So again, if these numbers were given, if they said the opposite was 2 and the adjacent was 2, and we were to find the tangent of this angle, we can see tangent theta. Tangent theta, it's going to be 2 over 2. Okay, so brings us to these things of when you heard these terminology listed of so, side, sine is equal opposite over hypotenuse. Ka, the cosine, is adjacent over hypotenuse. And then toa, which is tangent, it's opposite over adjacent. So this is how you'll be able to figure out. Thank you for watching this video, guys. And don't forget to subscribe and like to this video. Thank you.